Hey, vinyl community, it's Curtis here with Young LP Lovers. Thanks for stopping by. Coming on to do a quick video tonight. It's a thread or a challenge response for Darryl over at Northern Vinyl Guy. He recently put out his 100th video, and to celebrate, he started a challenge. And the challenge was around awareness. And, artists, a lot of artists use their platform to bring awareness to certain issues. And in his video, Darryl kind of went through a whole series of different issues, wide-ranging from things like mental health, LGBTQ, things like the environment, anti-war songs. So there's a wide range of songs that he looked at. I'm going to do it much more narrow, and mainly because of the albums I've picked here, 5 of them have all been recent pickups. So it's a little bit of a recent find video as well, right? So they're all going to be kind of loosely related to kind of anti-war kind of songs, protest songs, that kind of thing. All right, so we're going to get started with Black Sabbath, Paranoid. What a killer album this is, right? And I didn't have a copy in my collection, so I couldn't not pick this up, even though it's a bit scratched up. The music overpowers it. But the song I'm thinking of here is War Pig, right? That anthemic anti-war song. There's Ozzy and the Boys there. Talks about how it's the little guy who pays the price, and the ones who orchestrate the war are never the ones that are, paying the ultimate sacrifice here. So what a great song to open this album. And so I thought I'd use it to open this video as well. War Pig. All right, next up, we're going to Retrospective, the best of Buffalo Springfield. This album's in much better shape. And so Buffalo Springfield, I'm thinking of For What It's Worth. Hey, listen, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down. This album was at 69. I don't know what year For What It's Worth was written. Certainly earlier than that. But I guess it was a song about the counterculture movement, right? The hippie generation in Los Angeles in particular in this case. And yeah, it got picked up later by that anti-war movement, and it became really a touchstone of that whole counterculture revolution, right? Buffalo Springfield. From Buffalo Springfield to Crosby, Stills, Nash & Young, and Young himself. A Journey Through the Past, the soundtrack, the double LP. I have not seen the film, so I cannot speak to the film at all, but I can't speak to the songs. We've got on here, it does open with For What It's Worth, but I'm actually more thinking of Ohio, which interesting. I was reading just before I came on. Crosby basically wrote that song in just like minutes. He read the article in a magazine about the 4 student protesters who were murdered. I believe it was an anti-war protest. I could be wrong about that. If I am, let me know down below. What were the students protesting? But in any case, the way that song just kind of flowed through him, I think is quite interesting. And then you also have right after that on here, you have Southern Man, which deals much more with racism in the South and, the Klan and so forth. A very powerful song, and that was the one that kind of kicked off that feud, I guess, between Neil and Lynyrd Skynyrd, right? There's probably a few other songs on here as well that would fit this theme, raising awareness about a particular issue. But those are the ones I wanted to highlight from that. Excuse me. Next up, what's this, number 4? U2. U2 under a blood red sky. And while New Year's Day would kind of fit this as well, I want to talk about Sunday, Bloody Sunday, right? Another anti-war song, gets its name from the conflict in Northern Ireland. I believe it was 1972, was kind of a pivotal moment in the conflict. A lot of lives were lost on the day they call Bloody Sunday. Well, the song's not necessarily specifically about that event, I don't think. It's more broadly talking about war, but certainly that gave it some a little bit of focus, I suppose. Great tune. And the last of the 5 that I've gotten recently, this was the one I picked up at Record Store Day. It was in the half-price bin, so I couldn't leave that behind. I gotta get a little reggae in as well, right? So reggae is a genre that has, you know, a ton of kind of conscious raising kind of music, right? And in this one, I'm thinking of the song Vietnam, which is, of course, an anti-Vietnam War song. But in the live version here, he also references a number of other conflicts around the globe, particularly those in Africa, if I remember right. He gets a letter from Vietnam. Yeah, great tune. If you're not familiar with it, if you like reggae at all, Jimmy Cliff at all, check it out. And lastly, I'm going to highlight one that I didn't find recently, but it's just a great album and a great song. And that is Jamila. The album is Roots Girl, and the song I want to highlight here is Chant Their Names. So Jamila, excuse me, my throat is killing me here. One take. So yeah, Jamila is based here out of Halifax, Nova Scotia. Deep roots in Jamaican music industry. And this song, I did a whole video about Jamila, so I'll link it up here somewhere, wherever links go. But this song, Chant Their Names, is a powerful call to action, I guess, in response to the murder of George Floyd. And many of the other black men and women who have been killed often at the hands of police in the U.S. So, but much like Crosby, she tells the story of how quickly the song came to her in a matter of minutes, and then recording it and getting it out on the album all came really quickly. So, interesting similarities there. Jamila. All right, so that is it. Those are my 5 plus 1, my 6 albums for awareness, or I guess more protest, anti-war kind of albums that fit Darryl's theme. Yeah, that's it for me, folks. Peace and love.